Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lawless Zone. I am your host on the South Coast Demon. I screwed that up, and I don't care. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone won their 50-50s too. I finally managed to, and so far that makes two. So hopefully that luck doesn't go away anytime soon. But yeah, it's been. I did get Phoebe. I haven't used her though. I've got her semi built, but I'm still working on her. I got a long way to go. But I wanted to talk a little bit. First of all, before I even get into the video, I need to say that a lot of people are going to be confused because normally this is my main channel, and it's now, as of a couple of days ago, it's my only channel because I deleted Exiles LZ. Now the reason why is because to be honest with you, I hit a bit of a funk. YouTube had absolutely nothing to do with it. I just didn't feel like doing any Wuthering Waves content at all. And I was just kind of disenchanted with the whole idea. And I figured, well, if I'm not going to do any videos, what's the point of having the channel? So, in a fit of depression, I ended up deleting the channel, which is no big deal because this is the main channel, and I've always kind of taken this channel a lot less seriously. If you go through any of my other videos, none of it is ever it even relates to anything gacha. I've got some Doom stuff up. I've got Borderlands. I got, it's just a mixed bag. I even have some tutorials on how to do a few things, but it's kind of everywhere. And I know the algorithm really doesn't like that, but I don't care because ultimately, listen, man, I've been on YouTube a long time. I've been in the YouTube game a long time. And I can tell you right now, I have not made one single red penny. But it's not, no, it's plenty of it is my fault. And I accept that. But we'll see what happens. Maybe something will happen with this. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to kind of give a super loose review on the newest update, which is 2.1. I kind of like to call it just really blows. I can't beat anything. I suck at life patch, but that's just me. My skills are in the toilet right along with my luck. That's fact. I played through pretty much everything so far. I've done the old man and the whale fishing event. Man, I even managed to clear Whimpering Waste, huh? I haven't really bothered with Apex Laguna race because I just don't do co-op. I'm not a fan of co-op. I don't mind co-op, but only with my friends. I'm not going to bring a complete stranger into my game. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But other than that, I've had a nice bit of fun. The fishing was really awesome. I'll get more into all this stuff. There's tons of stuff to do. There's a lot of rewards. Like I said, couldn't get all the rewards from Whimpering Wastes. I got 2 out of 8. I know that's disgusting, and I know people are going to be like, "Wow, you suck at life," and yes, you are correct. But that actually brings me to my first point. I personally think, though fairly frustrating, Whimpering Waste isn't all that bad of an event, if I'm being completely honest. I had to kind of switch gears a bit, really. Redirected my thoughts about it, and I had to think of it more as like gameplay rather than a mode with rewards attached to it. I hope that makes sense. Once I did that, I was having a lot more fun with it than I was originally. There's no two ways about it. I was so worried about trying to get the rewards that I somehow not only forgot to have fun, but I was outright hating the content. Ultimately, it's not a bad little event. It definitely gave me something to do for a bit. And watching groups of enemies melt, oh, that was satisfying. That was the one part of the pincer event that I liked, the pincer maneuver warriors. Just going in there and just wholesale wiping groups out. It's a lot of fun, right? Especially when they're low level and defenseless, makes you feel so powerful. But the one part that I stalled out at was phase 9. Those, I can't remember what they're called. They're basically Renaceda's answer to the spearbacks, those bears. Those bastards beat me up. I got abused. It was almost illegal how bad I got spanked. Yeah, I almost lost my noodle on that one. I was like threatening to punch my monitor, punch the bathroom mirror, cry, throw myself in traffic. I was getting I was getting mad, And even they even kicked the crap out of Encore. Encore is one of my more powerful units. And they just kept juggling her. I don't know how, but I was dodging. My dodges were failing. I just was getting slapped around left, right, and center, and she just got taken out. And which of course, I was using a dual DPS setup, so I was using Encore, Yinlin, and Zhang Liao. Now, normally I would use Verena in that instance because she can at least put out some damage. But she was in another team on the second phase. And Baija she doesn't do damage. I didn't build her for damage. I built her purely for healing. In an event like Whimpering Wastes, where you're not really, there's very limited times when you're like seriously taking damage. But when those happen, yeah, you really feel it. And I tried, but it is what it is, right? But and that kind of, it takes me to a point that Ethan made. Now, Ethan is a good dude. I like him. I'm sub to him, I think. I don't know. I have to look. I know I was on my other channel. I was sub to him. And I think he catches a lot of heat undeservedly. I think he's a good dude. But you got to understand that he's kind of he has to look at things in his own perspective. It's really hard to step outside of yourself and try to think of it as somebody else. Like, for instance, for me, when I think of an event, I think of it in my perspective of how I play it and how well or poorly I do at it. He's going to be the same way. We're all subject to that. Now, we could say, oh, well, I try to be objective about it. No, you can be up to a point, but you can only base what's going on with the event in your own experience. And he said that he never really felt like he was in any danger and the event was too easy, and he thinks that the enemy should be harder. And I don't necessarily agree with that. It's a valid point, but listen, the event isn't really, it's not supposed to be hard. What's hard is getting the rewards, right? Because just like with a lot of other events that Kuro puts out, especially in Wuthering Waves that I know of from, because it's the only one I play. I don't play Punishing Gray Raven, but they absolutely love the timer. And having the timer in an event like that, in reality, the timer is the boss. That's your end boss. That's the most difficult part of the entire event is that timer, right? And because I only can get to maybe 3 waves per side of the event in any given time, except for the Forbidden Waters part of it, the very beginning of it. Of course, I was able to beat all that really quickly. But once you get into the other ones, like the Chasm and then the Torrents, yeah, that because Torrents end game. I mean, that's your end game right there, right? That's the endless arena. That's just like it's basically, this whole event is basically a jumped up version of pincer maneuver warriors on steroids, right? I mean, there's some tokens there and stuff like that, but there's some different mechanics. What you saw in Pincer was the bare bones testing bed of that event, and they wanted to see how people enjoyed it. Now, why they just went ahead and said, okay, we're going to do this anyway, because, after the fact that there's just a plethora of people that I've seen, nobody speaks highly of pincer maneuver warriors. Let's just get that right out of the gate. Nobody. Like, I don't think I've spoken to one person that said, yeah, I really like that event. No. Most people were disgusted with it. Most people were like, look, man, it's too hard. I can't do it. When in reality, it's the event itself is easy. It's just the timer gets in the way. But so one of the things I was thinking of is maybe they could add a little bonus to it, to where, like, say you beat the waves, actually a good idea would be a token, right? You could either add a token, make it a gold one if you wanted to, either add a token or remove a token and replace it with with a time one, where you could, if you beat a wave in a certain amount of time, you get a bonus at the end of that wave, like a 10-second time bonus, right? And because it would make you want to aspire to do better, and it would actually make you want to be, you would want to be more efficient with your rotations and your combat. I think that would be really neat. Or maybe even just a time stop for, say, 3 seconds or 5, because 3 seconds in combat is a lot of time. 5 seconds is even a lot of time, is obviously, because that's more stupid. What am I saying? Anyway, my point is that they could stop the timer for, say, 5 seconds, right? Or, like I said, you get a bonus, because there's all kinds of damage buffs and all that stuff, and that does help. But we don't have anything to take out the final boss in the mode, which is the damn timer. That's the boss, right? If we could somehow stop that damn thing, we would be good. So anyway, that's about all I got for that. I mean, there's a lot of ideas we could think about. I'm sure there's people out there that'll tell me. It was just a thought, It would give us a chance to get more rewards if possible. Now, I'm going to move on to the old man and the whale. Oh, that was fun. I pretty much loved everything about it. It was a good little story. It made you really enjoy Phoebe. Like, you really learned to appreciate. I can't, honestly, I can't freaking remember if Phoebe had a companion quest or not. I would have to look. I had so much fun with the fishing event that I completely forgot if there was even a companion quest. And like I said before, I didn't do Apex Laguna. Well, that just actually came out just a few days ago. That wasn't in the first part of the patch, the beginning of it. So, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was a lot of character progression in terms of being able to build your fishing skills and both with the boat, Rachel, and you and Phoebe. Uh, the one that I really had a problem with was my own fault. When you first look, man, since it's a skill thing, like in terms of like you got to build your skills up, uh, in your skill trees or whatever, the fishing event. Man, the mutant gulper one. Oh my god, it took me 45 minutes just to find one. I was pissed. I wasn't pissed, but I was like, you know, come on, Kuro. Your usual. I'm gonna swear to your monitor. This is bull crap. Because it's literally they had like, I don't know, there's like 3 or 4 areas where this mutant gulper is. Or just the gulper in general. The gulper fish or eel or whatever the hell it is. Well, you only have, so it's literally like a triangle, and you're just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and you're fishing the same areas with the same mechanics, and it got a little frustrating after a minute. But once I got it, and better than still is once I unlocked everything, and once I had my character skills for fishing maxed out, the whole mutant fish, you can get them pretty quickly. There's buffs for that, and it makes it a little bit more fun. I will say that I did a major boo-boo with the shark one. Now the shark one is a premium. It's called the Oreo shark and Oreo. Like I'm thinking Oreo. Like I wonder if it has a creamy filling to it. Ba-dum-tsh. But no, the shark one, the premium quest, right? I screwed that one up. I was on my way back to cash it in. I had caught the shark, which, easy peasy. But I managed to beach Rachel. That poor, sweet little gondola. I beached her because there's a little bit of an outcropping of land underwater in a certain spot. And like, I got her stuck. It sounds like it would be something really hard to do, but in reality, it's a lot easier to do than you think. And I got her beached far enough away to where when I teleported back, because I jumped out of the boat and I teleported back to land to the harbor or the port, to the dock, and I tried to rescue her by having her teleported back to the dock. Well, it was so far away. She was far enough away to where I lost the cargo. And that was a premium quest. So I had to wait the next day in order to complete it, which no big deal, right? But I was terrified. I was like, oh, because it's a new event. I'm like, oh crap, am I going to get this shark back? Is there going to be another one? What? Oh, this sucks. But yeah, thankfully the legendary fishing spots are they reset daily. That was cool. But I enjoyed it a lot. I'm really hoping they lean into the fishing more. I want to see more because the reality of it is the only real incentive to go back to fishing is to do the daily premium, because you get 300 of those abyssal corals, and you can use those in the gondola market that is in the Riccioli part of the island. There's a dock, and you'll see her. I can't remember, bow to something or another, but you can actually buy things like I'm not sure, but I know you can buy tubes, because I bought as many as I possibly could. I sold them out, bought them all out, and you can buy resonance potions and the energy potions for the weapons, and You can buy, I think you could buy tuners and stuff. Like, I've got plenty of tuners. I don't need more. But that's your only real incentive, is to do that, because it does reset that shop, and that's actually the linchpin to making you want to go back. It almost becomes a weekly at that point, because it's like, okay, weekly reset. Let's go buy some more tubes, because I ran out again. Piss poor RNG rolls. Damn substats. But anyways, that's all I really got. I'm not gonna go into the story, because, like I said, I can't even remember if there was a companion quest, because I was so hooked into the Old Man and the Whale event. Now, I will say that was a good story. It was real fun. I enjoyed that a lot. But I'm when I say that, I mean the story. I enjoyed the story portion of it too. Who does? I mean, sure, there's gonna be your naysayers who are like, yeah, this story sucked, blah blah blah. Whatever, dude. Maybe lower your expectations a little bit and see if you can maybe find some enjoyment in life. But at any rate, that's all I really got to say about it. Very long video. I apologize for that. Rambling. But, it is what it is, right? And listen, at the end of the day, the story did what it was supposed to do, which is it got you into Phoebe more, and maybe it made you want to pull for her, right? But it's good to see. One thing I will say is that there's a part where Phoebe actually saves Rober, which I thought was really cool. You see that, Kuro? You can have the MC be vulnerable, and it actually makes her makes them more interesting. If maybe they're vulnerable for a couple of seconds, and maybe somebody else has to pull their keister out of the fire. What do you think about that? Because I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. And there's nothing more cute than watching Phoebe bash somebody over the head with that staff. Come on. It's good to see other catchers catching other catchers. Wow. All right, cool. Characters catching the limelight for once. I enjoyed that. Not everything has to be about Rover. I get it. She's the MC, or they're the MC. I use the female Rover because, I actually like myself. And therefore it's a self-insert. But come on, man. They got to be bad at something. They can't be perfect at everything. And they can't just command, victory over everything. They got to fail at something. Maybe if they failed at a few little things, she wouldn't be, you wouldn't want to choke her. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a like. If you like the if you like the content itself, subscribe, whatever. Doesn't matter. If you want to comment, call me names. I don't care. It is what it is. Anyways, that's it. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I will see you on the flip side. Demon is out.